start screen. Not a surprise.
Yep, always a 50-50 chance, and they're going to go into that cave. What do we have?
Wood sword and no extra candles.
Ooh, so if they want to get that candle, they're either going to have to purchase that candle,
Wow.
or find the red candle.
Okay, so shuffled drop groups are confirmed already, but we got a bomb drop from a red Octorok.
Wow, that is very interesting indeed. And if it's anything like the race I did the other night, hopefully the drops are shuffled where there is plentiful bombs in dungeons. Otherwise, it could make excavating quite interesting. And we see that the prices are normal. And also, one thing I want to point out to you is we saw the most expensive shield in that shop, which means Boomstick not in play.
Johann bombed north of start, and it did not open. I think that he had the bomb close enough. So this is either a second quest overworld or mixed quest. And I think that we have level 1 at level 1. So more likely than not, we're looking at a pure second quest overworld.
Alrighty, indeed. So, we have found level 1. Now, the first question we have to ask ourselves is this shapes or is this going to be vanilla?
Well, it's definitely shapes.
Yep, absolutely, because there would have been a door to the left. There's only 2 rooms in that first row instead of the normal 3. So, we're talking about shapes, which means we could very well be looking at a segmented dungeon. Hey, look at that, a bow on the ground right there. And as expected, there's the segment, which means we are indeed dealing with shapes.
All right. So we've got bow and white sword in level 1.
Those are 2 powerful items to have off the top. Wow.
Yes, and beyond that, we now know that the white sword is shuffled, which means that there is a different item at the actual white sword location. So they'll probably want to be checking that pretty quickly.
Oh, no question about it.
Also, the white sword is going to be a huge boon to AmazingToaster, because it looks like we're dealing with randomized enemy HP here, I think.
Yeah, which means we could be dealing with those super keys or super oaths, which means if you have that white sword, it's going to give you a much more fighting chance if those are shuffled the wrong way for you. Before I continue, go ahead.
Maybe it's just normal enemy HP. I haven't quite seen enough.
Well, it took 3 white sword hits to get rid of that blue Gorilla right there, and he's got some extra bombs. Can we get a time check, please, random? I got that. Where do you have the other one? Where? And where do you have him? Okay, so I'm a little ahead on that one. Is he in the Lionel room? All right, got it. Okay, thank you very much. We do apologize for that. We just have to make sure everything's in sync. And there's the first Triforce capture on the board for AmazingToaster. And it looks like secrets, because the shops weren't shuffled, those are going to be its normal amount as well.
Yeah, Johann doing an interesting thing here and heading up towards the power bracelet item. We'll see what that is shortly.
Yep, he's hoping to see that there's a power bracelet item behind that Armos statue. We'll see. He's going to check all these statues right now, and does he find anything? Well, he didn't check the last one. Now he's going to check the last one right now and discover it's just a staircase. So that Armos statue item is elsewhere.
Right. Since he sees a 30 secret there, that means that the Armos item is going to be at the Armos east of level 2.
Alrighty, very good. So, is this then, are we talking second quest for sure then, Jacob, or are we still not 100%?
Yeah, we're 100%.
Which means there's only going to be one large secret on the board. So, because Boomstick's down in play, maybe a play for Blue Ring is a potential option. But yes, indeed, one 100 rupee secret, that's it. And these are definitely looking like level or vanilla Zelda second quest locations, as we find level 3 behind the Armo statue, where normally is in second quest. Toaster going to be looking. Ooh, we got ourselves the tea room that is guarded by a bunch of blue dark nuts. There's not much you can do in that room. He's going to use a key. And we've got, a candle purchase right there for Johann. That's a good purchase right there. He can now excavate Hyrule. And I don't think that Toaster has the blue candle, so might be a little bit of a chance here for Toaster. Oh, wait a minute. This is vanilla, so there ain't too many spots to dig up. That ladder is going to be huge because we know it's going to be required in 7.
Man, so the question here for Johann is, when is he going to figure out that he's dealing with a vanilla overworld? Meanwhile, Toaster just made an amazing move there to get past a couple of blue dark nuts, but then immediately takes a death after that.
Yeah, it's a tough chore having to deal with blue darkness this early in the game, because a hit by them, you lose 2 hearts and you don't have a ring. So yeah, you got to combat those enemies very, very carefully. Now, the fact that we see community messages inside the shops and penalty caves and the secrets, that means it's one of 3 things in terms of the hints that we're going to discover. It's either going to be helpful hints, mixed hints, where it's half community hints and half helpful hints, or 100% community hints. So that could come into play.
It's not 100% community because we saw a hint for the magic sword location earlier.
All right, so we know now it's either going to be mixed or 100% helpful, so we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. They're going to want to find those hints in case they figure out which item is going to be where. That's going to give them an idea of which levels they should go Triforce and go, or which ones they want to take a gamble of exploring.
We've got Toaster finding the item in level 3 here.
It is the recorder. So that is a key pickup because he's definitely going to need that to get to both level 2. And of course, it's a good transportation item as well. So nice find right there by Toaster.
Yeah, he's going to need it for 2 and 6.
Yes, indeed, because you need it in the graveyard. That is what's going to make level 6 appear. So, yep, good find right there. He gets the Triforce. That's his second Triforce capture. And now Johann should realize that he's not dealing with first quest. He's dealing with second quest, as that bush where level 8 would normally be does not burn.
I wonder if we're going to see him head directly to level 6 here. It looks like he might be heading that way.
He's going to try and do this somewhat difficult clip to go past the bush and into that room. He's trying it, but right now he's having a little bit of trouble getting in. Meanwhile, he's going to use that recorder, I would imagine, is Toaster to blow the whistle and get to level 6. No? Yes? No? That's one thing you want to make sure. Well, he's going to take this bonus cave here and pick up the heart container. He's now got 5 hearts, which means he has a 5 out of 6 chance of picking up whatever the white sword item is. We know it is not the white sword since it's already in level 1. There's level 6.
It's good to see Toaster pick up that heart. That means that he actually knows the overworld here.
And we have Gorilla grumbles along the river, but those are hints that are not really going to help you if you know your second quest, because those kind of hints, well, they're going to be there anyways, whether you know, whether you get the right hint or not. We've got ourselves a Wizrobe set here in level 6, and level 8 is where Johann is in right now. On Death Mountain is an entrance to death. Of course it is, because that's where level 9 is in second quest on the far northwestern tip of the map.
So I don't think we have enemies shuffled between dungeons. So we're going to have Wizrobes in 6 and 4, as well as level 9.
Yep, that is correct. Gleok lurks with one. That means we now know that the item in level 4 is the wand. And it's starting to look more and more potentially that we might be dealing with helpful hints here, Jay Coper.
I guess I haven't noticed any community hints in a spot where a helpful one would be, so...
Yep, neither have I.
Yeah, I think even though he knows where the wand is, I don't think that we're working with Boomstick here. I'm pretty sure that we saw the shield in the candle shop, so should be wand is still useful, and if you run by it, it'd be worth picking up in level 4. But it's not something that's going to be a game changing quite as much as it would be if Boomstick were on.
Right, and we have discovered that the item on the coast is its standard heart container item. Yes, because we saw the 160 rupee priced shield in the shop, the most expensive shield. That's how we know Boomstick is not in play. If Boomstick would have been in play, we would have saw a 200 rupee priced book, which would have represented the Boomstick, and the magic shield then would have been added to the item shuffle. Toaster has found the compass for level 6, so now he knows exactly where he needs to go to pick up that Triforce, but we'll see if he's able to get there. Now, he wants to, of course, find the item in level 6, but level 6 in shapes is pretty darn big, so he could be looking for a while, and if he's ladder blocked, then he'd probably be best to just pick up the Triforce and get out of here. Let's see what he's got in mind. Meanwhile, Johann is going to discover that level 2 is going to be blocked by the recorder, so there is nothing he's going to be able to do about it. He gets this fairy to recover most of his health. He's going up those stairs right now, and sure enough, he has found the lake, so if he has been marking his map properly, he knows he's got to find that recorder again. That's in level 3 for those of you who just joined us. And we have found the power bracelet as the Armo statue item, so that has not been shuffled either. The standard item, just in a different location than what you might be used to. There's the Triforce capture in level 6 by Toaster. That's his third one. He has the Triforces now in 1, 3, and 6. Yep, again, 3 Triforces on the board. It's 1, 3, and 6 right now. No Triforces on the board yet for Johann, but he is about to find that in this, we've got the blue ring shop. So now he knows exactly where he needs to go if he wants to purchase that blue ring. However, he's well short of the monies he needs to get there.
Okay. Sorry, I had to mute for a minute there. I had a visitor.
No worries about that. We are continuing on. Right now, Toaster's in the desert while Johann's in the northeastern section of Hyrule. Of course, since he does have the power bracelet, he is going to be close to discovering where level 5 is. Finds a potion shop. That's where it normally is in second quest. No letter, so there's nothing he can do right there. Meanwhile, Toaster finds another vanilla set of bonus caves. He's going to pick up the heart container. He's now guaranteed the white sword item, whatever it might be. Again, it's not the white sword, as we've already discovered it in level 1.
Oh, my goodness.
What we got there, Jay Coper?
So, we've got a hint for the white sword now. And
yes, we do. The ladder is the white sword item. That's pretty big. You're going to need it.
I am a bit surprised that Toaster isn't beelining that. Oh.
I'm a little bit surprised he wouldn't be beelining for it right now. He's going to need the ladder. I mean, it is required for level 7 level 7, so he's got to get it. He's going to pick up the secret instead right now to go up to 77 rupees and Level 5 now is where Johann is. He'll be looking for one item right here. And he's going to be dealing with some very beefy enemies in the form of these Gibdos and Pole's voices with that wood sword. And this is where Red Candle might come into play, because Red Candle, as I've seen some combaters do in this tournament right now, Red Candle's been pretty useful against Gibdos. And now level 2 is where AmazingToaster is heading next. He'll find an item on the ground, but he's going to try to, do the trick so that he's able to unlock what's north, so he doesn't have to spend one of his precious keys. Resource management is everything in this game. All right, takes care of that. Maldorn does AmazingToaster, and we got a pretty decent-sized level 2. Actually, it's a little bit on the normal side. It looks big because level 2 is not very wide because it's the shape of the moon, but it's now time to play everybody's favorite game show in Hyrule, Name That Ink Blot. Is able to get past this blue Lionel here, does Johann, and he is going to pick up that ladder, or at least try to, and 4 hearts, not enough to pick up that ladder. He's going to need at least 5. So he'll have to come back and try again for that ladder. We've got the inferior model Boomerang in level 2, and Toaster wants no part of it.
At this point, it would be more likely than not that the sword hearts are normal. No guarantee, but a better chance than not.
Right. At this point, there's a 75% chance that indeed the normal 5 hearts is what's going to be needed to pick up that ladder. And if that's not shuffle, then there'll also be a good chance that 12 hearts is needed for the magical sword. Unfortunately for Johann, he had to nope out of level 5, and he'll have to come back for it later.
This is an interesting route that the Toaster is using through level 2 here. I guess he's trying to conserve his keys a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're down to 2 keys and you have no idea where that magical key is at, you want to try and conserve as many of your resources as possible. Now, did he pick up that heart? Yes, he did. He's up to 7 hearts now. Random, can I get another time check, please, on Toaster?
Did we see the item in level 2?
It was the inferior model Boomerang.
Okay. Seems like a lot of items in vanilla places so far.
Yes, indeed. A lot of vanilla items in vanilla places. You got that right. Okay. So now we got everything back on track here. Let's see where Toaster's going to head for next with his, I believe. Did he pick up the Triforce in level 2? He did pick up the Triforce in level 2.
Yes, he did. So we see Johann leaving level 3. I don't know if he was key blocked or
Might have been
why he decided to leave.
Might have been key blocked because he is down to 0 keys right now. So it's a good possibility that he might have very well been key blocked.
Really, Toaster's making pretty quick work of this seed.
Absolutely, he's played this tournament very well so far, based on what I have seen up to this point. So yeah, he's definitely done a really good job so far, and yeah, he's built himself quite a lead already on Johann. We see the experience showing for him.
Yeah, Johann still has not figured out that this is a vanilla overworld, or if he thinks it might be Second Quest World, he apparently doesn't know it very well. Still checking a lot of spots that aren't very beneficial.
And that's one key to playing this. You gotta know your overworlds, both first and second quest, because you just never know when either one is going to show up in your particular race.
I think so Toaster never went and picked up the ladder, huh?
No, he's not picked up the ladder. We know he's got enough hearts to pick it up, but yeah, so far no ladder for him.
Yeah, that's the one flaw with his game so far, I think, is that he did not recognize that, or, the white sword hint was for the ladder, and he should know where that is and want to
just
pick
picked
that
up the item in level 5.
Yeah,
what was that? He just picked up the red candle. So yep, that's a very beneficial pickup right there. As I had mentioned earlier, very useful for combat, especially against Gibdos, in my opinion. He's going to pick up the Triforce right here in level 5. That is his 5th Triforce capture.
Yep. Meanwhile, Johann gets the bow on his side. Okay. Finally, Toaster heading over to the white sword and getting his ladder. I guess I would have been nervous to go into level 5 without the ladder and find a ladder block deep inside. I mean, in this race, I don't think it's going to matter, but even in Second Quest Overworld especially, you can just walk one screen right, and you don't have to go up the mountain. You can just walk into the Lost Hills to get to level 5. So
that is very true. But meanwhile, he has found the road to level 7, so he must have picked up the ladder now, because you have to have it. And yep, he has picked up the ladder. He's in level 7 right now. He'll be looking for that one item. And it could be quite a search, but not as big of a search as you would see in the vanilla quest. And he has already found it, the raft, and he needs that raft.
Yeah, I think we must have had a hint for the raft earlier.
Yeah, yep, indeed. So a lot of the items are already knocked down here in this particular race. We're almost able to list off all the items because we only got level 6, level 8, and level 9 to go. And the more we are seeing these items get knocked off the list here, Jake Hoper, the more that I'm starting to believe we're seeing the normal red ring and silver arrows in level 9.
If I'm in a random percent race, I always assume they're in 9 until I'm proven otherwise.
So back here in level 7, Toaster trying to get rid of these red gorillas here, and does so no problem at all. And it looks like he picked up the compass, so now he knows exactly where he needs to head for to get that Triforce. And if he's able to keep on going north, this is going to be a very quick and painless level 7 for him. Well, let's see if he can bomb to the north. Oh, he can. Yes, he can. And one more obstacle potentially as he crosses this river and takes care of these Stalfos. However, check his bomb counter. He's got no bombs left.
Always a concern in shapes, for sure. More,
Yep.
well, it's a concern even in vanilla dungeons with shuffled rooms, but in shapes, you got to always be managing that bomb count.
5 hearts is enough to pick up the ladder on Johann's side, so now he will be able to make it to level 7 himself. So good pickup right there. And since he's bomb blocked, there's nothing else Toaster can do here in level 7, so he has no choice but to escape. You see the take any road looks like, of course, because the caves haven't been shuffled, that hasn't been shuffled either. Well, speaking of bombs, blue Tektites drop bombs here in this seed. Remember, everything's shuffled in terms of what the enemies drop.
Yeah, often when you have shuffled enemy drop groups, there's a big concern with finding enemies that drop bombs, but so far we've seen a lot of convenient enemies along the way randomly dropping bombs on both sides. And I think a question is, will that happen like in level 9?
Absolutely. In fact, that was a problem in the level 9 that I called a couple of nights ago. That really, it was like a 45 to 50 minute level 9 because the only enemy that dropped bombs were gels. The only enemy that dropped bombs in level 9 were gels, and it was bomb blocked to the fullest. So you pretty much had to leave zillions of times to buy more bombs because you weren't finding bombs anywhere.
Yeah.
Toaster had picked up the heart container and ferries, and it looks like it's ferrying to the vanilla locations instead of the second quest location. So that looked like a first quest spot he ferried, whistled to.
That's really probably more convenient in this case.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Now he's back in there with his bombs.
Yep, he's got his 4 bombs. He's going to hopefully be able to bomb his way to the Triforce and just get out of here.
The recorder wasn't in 1. The recorder was in 3.
That is correct. The recorder was the item in 3. Bow and white sword were the 2 items in level 1.
Right, and he did get the bow. No, he went in 3 a few rooms in, but I don't think he did a whole lot in there.
No, he didn't. He got out of there relatively quickly, so he didn't do much exploring in that level.
Yeah,
Whistles
he
back to
might have been
level
key blocked.
1. Might have very well been. He's now got 5 keys. He's got 3 bombs, and now he's got 6 Triforce pieces after he had already captured the 1 in level 7. So AmazingToaster in really, really good shape to go 2-1 in this tournament. He is tackling this seed apart very quickly.
I see Toaster here constantly starting to line up a screen scroll and then giving up when he's on the wrong pixel. So I admire both his willingness to try the screen scrolls and his his self-awareness to move on and not waste time trying them all day. Because especially if you're just trying to cross one screen, you have to do them quickly for them to save any time.
Oh, absolutely right, indeed. So here we are now in level 4. We know from a hint that the item in level 4 is going to be the magic wand, which could be very useful against those Patras in level 9. We'll see if he makes a play for it or just goes into Triforce and Go mode. We see that Johann has discovered the magical sword, and if he hasn't figured it out by now, he should by seeing that. This is second quest purely. Well, this is an interesting looking ink blot right here. Name it, everybody.
Yeah, I don't think Johann has figured it out. Or
Yeah.
Or he doesn't know. Like maybe he was trying to go to 7 there and he just entered the wrong cave. I'm not quite sure.
That's what it looks like to me, because yes, there are several bombable locations where you can go, and here's now where he needed to go to level 7. So again, the item in level 7 is the raft, which of course he's going to need to get to level 4.
I'm a little surprised to see Toaster not just beeline the Triforce here once he gets the compass. I am not really sure what items he could get that would be helpful to him. I guess the magic key would be the best thing to hope for, assuming that the red ring and silver arrows are in 9.
Right, and by the looks of things, the magic key is either going to be in level 6 or in level 8. We never did find the item in level 6.
Did we see the item in 4?
The item in 4 is the wand based off a hint.
Oh yeah, that's right. So maybe he does want that wand.
Yeah, wand's very useful to have, like I said, especially against Patras. So I can see why he would make a play for that.
Oh my goodness. Oh, maybe he wants the heart. That could be a thing too.
Well, absolutely. He's at 8 hearts, but the thing is, he's only got one more Triforce piece to go after this, and that might be the staircase he needs to get the item potentially. But he's not going to try to do clipping against blue Wizards, and I certainly don't blame him. You're going to lose 2 hearts per bop. Maybe this is where he's going to need to go, but he's got to deal with these fast blue land molas, and boy, makes quick work on him, but last segment, give him a little bit of trouble, but he finally does take care of it, and it is the pushable block. Let's see if that's the one that's going to take him to the item. Nope. And wouldn't you he thinks it's going to take him back to the blue Wizards, or he thinks the blue Wizards is where he needs to go to get there. I might have checked that staircase to see where it would have taken me.
That staircase confirmed went to the upper left corner. There's only there's no travel staircase in level 4 normally, so any travel staircase that you see would just be for the purpose of going to a disconnected section of the dungeon.
Right, and we wouldn't potentially see a double transport staircase, would you, in a level 4? I mean, it's small enough, but this is shapes we're talking about.
You would only see a double transport staircase if there are 2 disconnected portions, so like 3 total segments of the dungeon.
Gotcha.
Oh, was there the one over there?
Yeah, there's a dead end right there. Indeed. Okay. And with that kind of knowledge, he's just going to go ahead and pick up the Triforce and get out of there, not even bother with the item. And I don't blame him at this point for not going back for the item. Not worth his time. For what he knows, he may be thinking this is a hot race. We know that a Toaster's in really good shape right now.
Yeah.
Johann just
regardless that the staircase that the Linos or the landmole is blocked was not going to lead to the Wizrobes. So that Wizrobe staircase very well might have blocked the item, but like you said, we know it's the wand, so it's not anything that's going to be crucial to his success here.
Now he's going to make his play to level 8. He too is going to try once again to make that clip happen. So far, having a little bit of trouble getting in there, as we see that Johann is now in level 5, and he is able to do the clip. He has made it to level 8, but he's going to try and, nope, you can't go north. You have to go east or west here. Take your pick. He's going to go to the west first, and he's going to discover that same hint we saw earlier, which means absolutely nothing to him because everything is static.
Nice to see Johann making good use of those arrows there.
Yeah, speaking of arrows, Toaster could probably use some arrows against this Goma, and he is going to have to up an A and try again because he was down to a half a heart. And now this is where we get to play the very fun game of find the bomb hole. And he's down to 2 bombs, so he's got to be really careful. There's the bomb upgrade on level 5. Unfortunately, not enough rupees for Johann, and we're able to bomb to the east for Toaster. He's found a reverse C. Maybe that's where the item is. Maybe it's this transport staircase that could get him to the Triforce. There's the red candle discovered by Johann. He's going to go ahead and pick it up again. I think that's a solid move on his part. So all he's got to do is backtrack, find the Triforce, and that'll be his 3rd piece. right now it's looking like, Jay Coper, that unless we have what we like to call the great equalizer of a level 9, it is looking really good for Toaster that he may be 2-1 in the next 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think something that would really help is if Red Rain and Silver Arrows are somehow not forced to 9, and that Silver Arrows wind up in a place that Toaster does not check, and Johann somehow does. But that's like what I see as the best case scenario for Johann at this point. But even with that happening, we've got only 3 Triforces on Johann's side, so just too much time opening caves he didn't need to open, and not enough time just getting those Triforces.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I think he's starting to figure out that this is second quest, but he may have figured that out too late. But again, you just never know. Never know with Zelda Randomizer. Level 8 could prove to be a very difficult one. I mean, this is very deadly. And this is where a set of arrows could have come in handy for Toaster, because those Pole's voices could go down in one hit. He does have the bow. He just does not have any arrows. He's not... no one's uncovered, I believe, the Alone Large secret. So there's that to consider as well.
Right, but they should know where it is if they choose to get it.
Right. Now, Toaster is out of bombs, but right now Johann's making the play for the same level 8. Hey, he has found the map. That's really going to help him out. Name that ink blot, everybody.
That is certainly one of the least interesting ink blots I've seen.
For a level 8, absolutely. For a level 8, this looks about as linear and easy shaped as they come. However, there's still quite a few of rooms that they have to excavate. We're talking 33 rooms. Well, normally I call level 7 33 rooms of pure heck, but this is 33 rooms of pure heck in level 8 we're talking about this time.
Yeah, this looks kind of like a second quest level 4, just a blob, and you've got to figure out your way through there. You could say you might like to see something like this because it feels like you have a lot of options for directions to go, but at the same time, it's nice to have a path, like a narrow path to go through, because then you know where your bombs are going to work and things like that.
Unfortunately, no item for Toaster behind that staircase. It'll just take him to another part of the dungeon. It's in a spiral staircase, and he is going to have to maneuver carefully against these orange darknets. But now he's got a little opening here. He's going to attack him. Yep, good move right there by Toaster. That was some very good combat right there. He's going to get a key for his troubles. He's down to 5, but get a key, use a key, so he's back down to 4 keys. He's hoping to find some more bombs. Well, he's going to find another key guarded by this 2-headed Gliok. He's just going to skirt past around it, and we're going to see some more darknets. And hey, some all-important bombs for Toaster. And now, which way does he go? I'm thinking he is probably going to go northbound, considering he's already been to the room in between, and another decision to make. He's got another locked door. Resource management, he's down to 5 keys. I mean, that's not a bad amount of keys to have, but you want to have as many keys in level 9 as you possibly can. Of course, we did see the other night, we had one player go into level 9 with 2 keys and ended up finishing the level with 11. So level 9 can be plentiful for keys at times. Johann's down to 1 heart, trying to do everything he can. He still never picked up the white sword because he never went to level 1. He's doing a good job with this blue darknet using the wall struts, but he finds himself cornered and killed. Toaster is able to bomb to the east, but he finds nothing of value here. He's going to try and full clear this room anyway in hopes of another bomb drop. We'll see if he can get something good out of this room.
I think the only thing that Johann gains out of this fight is, you know, he'll have a story to tell his grandkids one day, maybe.
Yeah.
But this is just not going to lead him anywhere other than probably more deaths.
It's very tough to go through blue darkness because, again, you're losing 2 hearts for each time you get bopped, so your combat's going to have to be pretty darn good. And unfortunately, he takes another death. But meanwhile, Toaster's having all kinds of problems. He's not found the compass, and he's not found either one of the items yet, and he's down to 1 bomb. He does get a fairy, so his hearts are going to be back to full, which will make clearing this room much easier. Unfortunately, no drop. He uses his last bomb to no avail. Maybe he'll find something in this room, but he's going to have to clear all of these bunnies if he wants an opportunity. You're going to lose 2 hearts for each hit you take, and he's already taken a couple of hits. Got to be careful. And this is where arrows could have come in handy. He's down to 3 hearts and really needs to combat carefully because these Pul's voices, they take a lot of hits, even with the white sword. Talking, what, 5 hits?
Yeah, I think Pole's voice are mainly about patience more than anything. You know, if you're a little careful, then you're generally not going to get hit.
It looks like he's taking this a little bit safer now, and he still has his 3 hearts left and just 1 more Pole's voice to take care of, which is just supposed he's may have finally found an item. We've got Lord Banana, and no, says Toaster. Not happy about that item. With just 4 items left in play, it is looking increasingly likely that we are seeing the normal fare in level 9. I think we'll get a generally good idea once we see the second item. I think we can map everything into place. He may have just found the room. Unfortunately, this is a very difficult room here with these red and orange and blue dark nuts here. But his combat's been solid. He just needs to make sure he's not taking hits from those blue dark nuts, and he may be able to discover potentially an item behind this double block.
Yeah, at this point, magic key would not be bad. Oh, but yeah, even if he had to head to 9 with 2 keys, it's probably not going to be.
Oh, it's a drop room, so no pushable. He gets a key for his troubles, but that is not a pushable block room. He'll have to go elsewhere if he wants to find it. Still has not found where the Triforce is either. A compass would be nice for him. Now he's got more decisions to make. He's going to be down to 2 keys. And yeah, I definitely agree. Well, here's another double block room, much easier than the one he just cleared. Maybe he'll find an item here. Nope. Another false double block room, so nothing he can do. And he's out of bombs again. He's going to go back to level 8 and try another play. And Johann wants no part of that Gleeok room, but those blue dark nuts don't look any more appetizing either. This is a 3-headed Gleeok, and he has just been spent by that hit.
Yeah, so it looks like enemies aren't shuffled between dungeons, bosses aren't shuffled either, so 8 is quite the gauntlet of bosses with a Gleeok, a 4-headed Gleeok, and then 2 blue Gomas and 3 manhandlas.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of difficult enemies that can just stop your progress right there. Now, I don't believe we have discovered this part of level 8. Gonna pick up that fairy, does Toaster. He's got 4 hearts left to go. He's hoping to find the Triforce or the item. Instead, he finds himself trapped.
Yep, the bombs are becoming an issue yet again here.
Yep, and that's what happens when you have shuffled enemies and the bomb drops are just not in the set. In fact, Johann's in the same predicament. No bombs for him either.
For what it's worth, Johann does have a key advantage.
Yeah, Recorder's definitely required, Prime 208. This is a vanilla second quest. There are 2 dungeons that are Recorder blocked. Ooh, it's never fun to take a Gibdo hug, and that's exactly what happened to Toaster. He's going to have to try again. Nice dodge past that orange dark nut for Johann. He's got 3 hearts left, and he's able to get past this one, and wants that key. Might not be worth his troubles, though. We'll see. He does get past that orange dark nut as well, and he's going to try and defeat this one. He's able to do so before he gets trapped, so nice set of combat right there by Johann in that room. Well done.
So this dungeon seems like by far the most difficult dungeon we've come across, considering some other dungeons that might have been difficult where it had the item in the Triforce pretty early. Then again, now we see Toaster.
There's the Triforce.
Yep.
And Toaster
He's found the
finally gets
Triforce.
it.
Sure looks like he could have had that a lot faster just with a couple luckier routing choices, but you can't fault him for that necessarily.
Well, he never found the compass. I mean, it's just one of those things. You can route it fast or you can route it slow, and you take the wrong turns to Albuquerque, and you can have a 20-minute level 8, whereas your opponent can have a 3-minute level 8.
Yeah. It makes a point about checking for the magic key there quickly. I think he was just probably happy to get out there alive and be done with the place.
Oh, no question about it. So he's now got all 8 Triforce pieces. I would imagine he's going to make a beeline to level 9 in the hope that the silver arrows are there. If not for any reason, that Ganon's not required also. Those are the 2 things he's hoping for.
Nice. Toaster did pick up some bombs. That's going to be very important for him, of course. He does have 2 keys that could be a huge factor, and he does have White Sword and I think no ring, right?
Neither player has even come remotely close to the 250 rupees needed to buy the blue ring. So yeah, both of them are dealing with green tunic at this time.
Yeah, so... Oh, okay.
Nice screen scrolling right there in that blue Lionel area in the overworld, and he's going to take care of that blue Lionel. Use the push block, and he's going to pick up this letter, and I like this call because surely he knows where a potion shop is in this area. He's going to show that letter and buy a red potion. I like this move.
Yeah, very, very smart decision.
And sure enough, he knows Abominable normal prices, picks up the red potion. He can refill his health twice, so he's going to go into level 9 with 9 hearts, no ring, but the white sword. Bombed his way into level 9, and he gets in at 48 minutes and 14 seconds. So the search for the silvers, Ganon, and Zelda is on for Toaster.
Yep. Pretty solid pace for Toaster. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Absolutely. So now here we are in level 9. He's going to be looking for one of these things. If he gets into a room with a single shutter door room, if he full clears that room and the shutter door does not open, we know that that's where Zelda is and that Ganon is required. As we see that Lord Banana has been discovered by Johann, he's not going to pick it up. I certainly don't blame him. Almost 49 minutes into this race. Now, if Ganon is not required, Zelda can be in any kind of room. She can be in an open door room. You may have to bomb your way in. You may have to take even a staircase to get in. She might be behind a locked door, and she can still be behind a shutter door room. So if Ganon is not required, she could be anywhere and can be entered by any means possible.
Right. And it's also important to note that there's basically a 50% chance that Zelda would be in her own room. So you can only enter Zelda's room from the bottom, so the best way to search for her in general is to try to head up as much as possible.
Absolutely. And plus, since we're dealing with helpful hints again, we have not seen any community hints, so we're going to just assume at this point we're dealing with helpful hints. So what he's going to be hoping to find is either the location of the silver arrows, the location of where Zelda is, location of Ganon, and of course the location of the compass, who's guarding the compass rather. So those are going to be things they're going to want to be looking for. There's a key right there. That's going to come in handy for Toaster, and a diamond staircase. I'll try and clear this room, but the bubbles are having none of it. There's another diamond.
I'm a little surprised that Toaster has not checked the staircase. I expect that he would be very happy to see either level 9 item at this point.
Agreed. I mean, again, he's got no ring. Getting a red ring would help. It would quadruple his defense damage down to 1/4, but guess he wants to check this one first. He's going to check this staircase, and he's going to find it's just another staircase. He's going to take it. I'm a little surprised he would take it, leaving one staircase behind, Jay Coper.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, forgetting that I'm a little ahead again.
Red ring in level 8. Wow, unbelievable. So the red ring, that means silver arrows are shuffled. This race is not over yet. Now, there's still a good chance silver arrows are in level 9, but now everything that we thought was going to happen in level 9, throw it out the window.
So is there still an item remaining outside of 9, like maybe in level 6?
6 is the only item we do not know. So there's right now is only a 2 out of 3 chance that the silver arrows are actually in level 9. But of course, there's a 50-50 chance Ganon's even required. But that just, the magic key is one of the items in level 9. That's really going to help Magic Toaster excavate level 9. But he is down to 4 bombs. But that is a nice pickup. Now it's a 50-50 chance that silver arrows are not in level 9. Hold on to your hats. This race is not over yet.
It's always crazy when you find like 6 items, none of them being the red ring or silver arrows, and then you finally find one of them remaining items not in their place with regards to the red ring silver arrows in 9 flag. That is always definitely one of the biggest game changers in these flags right here.
All right, we're now 52 minutes into this race. Jacob, I'm going to recap to everybody who may have just joined us what the items we have discovered in this seed are so far. Level 1's items was the bow and the white sword. Level 2 was the magical boomerang. Level 3 was the recorder. Level 4, the wand. Level 5, the red candle. We do not know the item in level 6. Level 7 has the raft. The 2 items in level 8 were the wooden boomerang and the red ring. One of the items in level 9 is the any key, the Armo statue item, the power bracelet, the ladder item on the coast, the heart container, and the white sword item was the ladder. 2 items still at large, the book, and of course, the all-important silver arrows.
Quite a dichotomy between those 2 items there.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, Johann's in level 3. He is going to discover the recorder, which again, he is going to need for 2 of the levels in the second quest, but he's going to have to pick up the pace. He still wants a shot at coming back. His only hope is that silvers are in 6 and that Ganon is required. That shutter door does not open, so I still would have checked that. We have not seen Ganon's room. We have not seen Zelda's room. Maybe they're in their respective rooms, but I still might have checked.
Yeah, there are a variety of different search methods you can do through level 9 here, and there are arguments for a bunch of different methods. But it's hard to say sometimes which one is going to be better until it just depends on how the flags play out for you. So we'll see how this plays out for Toaster.
And because Johann picked up the red ring, now his defense has been quadrupled. His damage is down to 1/4. And that's really going to help him because he had taken quite a few deaths earlier in this race. This should help him with his combat a lot more. Now, let's see. I believe he has now stumbled upon the recorder, so he's going to go ahead and pick that up. Again, he needs it for both level 2 and level 6. So nice find right there. He'll just pick up the Triforce that's right next door, and he'll be at his 5th Triforce capture.
Right. Let's see if he heads over to level 4 now.
Yep. Now he has not gotten the item or the Triforce out of level 6. He's not been to level 2. He's not been to level 4. So he's got those even levels left to go. And we find ourselves the magical breakfast room with the eggs, which of course is what I like to call the bubbles in this situation, the whiz robes and the pancakes. So if he wants to try and do that, Cliff, he's going to have to be very careful or just full clear this room to have a much easier shot at it. And because that bubble is there, Jay Cobra, if he full clears this room, he doesn't have to worry about clearing it again because of that bubble.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't leave the dungeon. I've always heard the bubbles referred to as waffles for the magical breakfast.
That's a good one. I think they look more like eggs, but hey, it's one person's opinion versus another person's opinion, and everybody's entitled to it. And down to 4 hearts, has to be very careful. One more bop, and he is going to have to be starting over. He's going to drink this potion right here. I think this is a good call right here. He still has 1 sip of the potion left, so he's back to full health. Let's see if he can full clear this room. Ooh, it's hit by a beam there, down to 6 hearts. But oh, he has cleared all the whiz robes. Let's see if he finds the second item. He does. It's the book. The silver arrows are in level 6, ladies and gentlemen. And his heart has got to be sinking right now for Toaster.
Yeah, he's still in really good shape here. Johann still has a few Triforces left and has no knowledge of level 9. There's still a 50% chance that Ganon is not required. So
true.
It's things have definitely turned against Toaster a little bit, but coming from a position of tremendous advantage to slightly less great advantage. So he's in decent shape here. He's just making the race a little more interesting.
Yep, absolutely. That's what we hope to see when we watch these level 9s unfold, is that the item they're looking for just simply is not there. Now, I don't know if he's heard Ganon or not. I do not have his volume up. But now, if he finds that shutter door that doesn't open, he knows he's in trouble. He has got to go back to a previous dungeon and find the silver arrows. And now he is just going to get out of there and make another play for it. His hope right now is that Ganon's not required. Zelda is an open room, easily accessible.
Yeah. I'm going to try to listen for his for Ganon a little bit on his stream.
Sounds good. And if you do hear it, you just let us know, and that means he'll know exactly where he needs to go to fight the pig if need be.
Yeah.
Another thing you want to keep in mind, his bomb count is back to 0 again. This race is not over yet, folks.
The red ring for Johann could also play a significant role in this race.
Absolutely. Now, one thing we still have to keep in mind, he still only has wood sword because he never got the white sword out of level 1, which unfortunately may hurt him down the road.
The frustrating thing about that is I'm pretty sure he got a hint for the white sword, and I don't know if he didn't trust it or if he just thinks he doesn't need it, but you'd like to see him go after that and help himself out with the combat a little bit.
Absolutely, because he's going to need it for level 9. I mean, obviously, you've done a lot of level 9s yourself, Jay Cooper, and you've done a lot of them with just the wood sword. But tell us what your opinion is going into it with just the wood sword versus, say, the white sword.
Well, a nice thing about most level 9s is that you can skip rooms and just fight them with, when it's necessary or when it's easy to try to look for a compass or, maybe a key or a bomb drop. It's particularly if you have silver arrows, then you can use those to take out the fire rooms really quickly, farm up some bombs, then maybe every once in a while use a few bombs to kill some whiz robes. And most of the time you can get by in level 9s with just killing maybe a couple rooms of whiz robes.
This is an interesting level 6 here, Jay Cobra, because we see 2 sets of staircase that are being guarded by whiz robes. Ooh, and just gets bodied by one of the whiz robes right there. Does Johann? He's going to have to go back and try again. Man, even with red ring, that's a deadly room. I don't care how you look at it.
Yeah, I didn't see... I didn't really get a feel for the level 6 layout when Toaster was in there. I think I might have had a visitor at that point, but
And the
it
death
didn't seem
on
like he was in there
Toaster's
that
side.
long.
No, it felt like he was in level 6 very briefly, got the Triforce and got the heck out of here. And right now we know Silver Arrows are in level 6, but we don't know if Ganon is even required. It's a moot point. If Ganon's not required, then this race is going to be over and Toaster will be a winner. But we have not found Zelda's room. We have not found a shuttered door that hasn't opened after a full clear. So until we find those things, this race is still up for grabs.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen for Ganon sounds, but the volume balance for me is not ideal. So maybe that's causing me to not hear it, even though I might have heard it.
All right, so right now, again, he has no bomb, so it may come down to the fact that if he wants to continue to make his way to where Zelda is, he may have to find more bombs. Now, he's got this Patra to deal with. Perhaps he can get closer to where he needs to be after he kills him. Now, this is where the wand really could have helped him out. He could have done the sword and wand strat to make quick work out of the Patra, and he's got to be careful. Each time he gets bopped, ooh, nice clip there, though. Well done.
Oh, now we hear Ganon.
Ah, so we now know where the pig is. He's right next door for where the spiral staircase is. Now, he's going to go to the north. That's not where he is.
Yeah,
Finds a key that he doesn't need.
I think he must be south of the spiral staircase.
Oh, look at this. He just found some bombs in this like room. So very nice, important find right there. Let's see if he decides to bomb to confirm that this is where Ganon is. Now, he's got to be careful. Any hit from a Wizrobe right here, and he is going to have to start this level 9 over. So he has got to make his play very, very carefully. He's got to find the opening, and he may see an opening right here. He's going to go for it. Let's see if he can make it. So far, ooh, oh, a nice little Wizrobe hug right there in the middle, and that's going to do it for that attempt. He'll have to try again. It's a fairy, does Johann in level 6 again. He's looking for the Triforce and the item, which we know is the Silver Arrows. Well, again, we don't know if it's required. And it looks like bosses are 0 HP. That Gliok went down like that.
Right. Again, Ganon has a separate flag for 0 HP, so we don't know.
Bosses are random HP, plus or minus. Oh, that's true. No.
Is it just the Patra Center that you're referring to?
Because that's true. Patra's not going down in one. It must be random, but that's quite a variance then.
The Patra eyes are normal enemies. The middle. Okay.
That would explain it. The eyes are separate from the center itself. Oh, that's another thing I've learned here, because here's another enemy that doesn't count as a boss. Dig Doggers. When you segment them up into either 1 or 3 parts, they're not considered bosses. They're considered just plain old enemies.
Yeah. Maybe the original is considered a boss, but good luck killing that without turning it into the smaller ones.
Exactly. There's no way to kill it in its original form. You'd be correct on that, Jake Hopper.
Man. This is not the easiest level 9.
No, this is another difficult one. And again, when you're dealing with shapes and when you're dealing with not enough bombs, it's not as easy as you think. And he's down to 0 bombs again. Now, he finds a heart container. He's long overdue for one of those. He's up to 7 hearts now. But again, a double block room, which may or may not have a staircase, heavily guarded by Wizrobes. And he's back to that diamond staircase full of blue Wizrobes and bubbles and orange Wizrobes. And there's 3 bubbles. Well, 2 of them are out of commission, thankfully. So if he wants to try and full clear this room, he's going to try to bomb his way through it, which is not a bad play. Let's see if he can get these blue Wizrobes taken care of. So far, he's down to 1 heart. Try and clip. Ooh, he's going to try to get rid of that orange Wizrobe, which he does. You might want to, yes, he does the right thing, in my opinion. He leaves the room so that he saves his progress and then he doesn't have to do the entire room again. So I think that's a solid call right there. But he's down to half a heart now.
Yeah. This could certainly be the Silver Arrows right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Jay Coper, because I've been in plenty of races where the silver arrows have been well guarded, and then this looks to be no exception.
Yeah.
And
I'm noticing something weird going on with Johann's stream. I don't know if anyone else is, but when he walks over the doors, his sprite walks over the door instead of through it. I don't know if that's something other people see, but it looks awfully strange to me.
Well, it might be the sprite. Remember, he's playing as the Zelda sprite as opposed to the Link sprite, so it may have something to do with that. But I kind of noticed it. I kind of noticed what you mean there, Jay Coper. I think you are right about that. So it just might be the sprite that we're looking at. Okay. So Anaginos has given us a solution that it's an emulator block. And look at the size of this level 6. He's just found the map, and he's found the Triforce. And if he picks up this Triforce and doesn't go back into level 6, and Ganon's required, this race is over. But I'll bet he's got to be thinking, well, he can't be thinking of that. Let's see. Yep, he's getting out of level 6, and unfortunately, he's missing out on the silver arrows. So finding that map was actually a curse in disguise, ladies and gentlemen. He picks up the map, finds out where he needs to go. There's the Triforce, and that's the reason why the Triforce was excavated so quickly by Toaster. That was the path. So Johann is not going to get the silver arrows out of level 6. But again, we'll see if Ganon's even required at this point. We have not even discovered that, ladies and gentlemen. And there's the Patra down. Still 3 hearts left to go. And he's hoping that this is the staircase that's going to lead him to whether or not he has to defeat the pig in order to rescue the princess. Now he's back to that staircase again where Ganon is. But again, he's down to 3 hearts. If he takes any hit from a orange Wizrobe, he is a goner.
Yeah.
Blue Wizrobe will cost him 2 hearts. Again, the red ring is in level 8, which he did not find. He only found one of the 2 items, which again, the other one was Lord Banana. Well, we know Ganon's not here either, so he's either to the south or to the west of that spiral staircase. So maybe he's not as close to Ganon as we thought he was. And he's still out of bombs.
He's definitely to the south of the spiral staircase. He's been in the room to the west of it.
There you go. He is to the south end. But again, out of bombs. And he's going to try to make another play for level 9. Still with no bombs to his name. Level 2 and level 4 is what's left for Johann. Unfortunately, he is, well, I'm guessing he's making this play to get to level 2, which would make sense. Unfortunately, he is not going to find anything of much value in level 2. Again, the item in level 2 is the inferior model.
I would say that the most obvious path that Toaster hasn't taken is through that 6 blue Wizrobe room with the shutter.
It's always 6 blue Wizrobes. I'm telling you, that room is probably going to give him the clue. It wouldn't surprise me at this point. It really wouldn't.
The path that he was just on might have eventually gone over to Ganon. I'm not quite sure. Probably the best thing about finding Ganon at this point, and we haven't seen Ganon or Zelda's room, so it looks fairly likely that they're in their own rooms, but finding Ganon in his room would be pretty helpful to know that you're going to have to enter Zelda's room from the bottom, almost more likely than we would ever think.
Yep, random effect. That was the race I called the other night. That was like a 50-minute level 9 because it was triple staircase required, and you had to bomb the correct walls to get to all 3 of those staircases.
So Toaster picked up another potion here. Let's see how he makes use of that.
He goes back. Yes, he does buy a potion, but he should have went back and bought some bombs. I don't like the fact that he's going back to level 9 bombless. So we'll see if he's able to make any further progress. But no bombs, and if you've exhausted all your options, yeah, you're going to want to pick some up as soon as possible. You don't know your opponent is gaining that ground on you, but what you don't know is you don't know where you don't know if Ganon's required, and I don't know if he knows where silver arrows are. It depends if he's got it marked. Because for all he knows, he may think he's got options. He could be in level 6, could be in level 8 for all he knows. He has no way of knowing that they're in level 6 or 8. He's not found any hints.
Yeah, Johann still has a lot of item spots left unchecked, so he has no real way to expect where to find the silver arrows.
A 7-8 time, though, this is not the last race of round 3. That's actually coming up a little bit later tonight. In fact, my broadcast partner, Jay Coper, is going to be in that race against Zeb Gedney, which is a 1-1 matchup. That will be the race that completes round 3.
Yeah, that's in about 40 minutes, so I'll probably quit here within half an hour.
That's fine, and if the race still hasn't ended at this point, I'm more than capable of calling this solo, so you can get to work on your race. All right, and there's another heart container that's going to really help him out. That's 8 hearts now for Johann. Now he's 2 hearts away from a potential shot at the magical sword, but given that the ladder was picked up at 5, pretty good chance you're going to need the 12.
Man, there's just a few areas of level 9 that have really escaped Toaster's reach here so far, and that northeast, south of Ganon area, and then the whole southwest area.
Yeah, that central band, you see that central band in the middle of the map, that is completely uncovered right now, and got to believe at this point, you got to start to wonder if that is where he needs to go to find a way to get to that part of the map to find out if, Ganon is going to be required. Find Zelda's room. Now, he's skipping out on the Triforce at the moment. Little does Johann know it's the wrong move, because he's only going to find a wooden boomerang, or not the wooden, but the inferior model boomerang. So we'll see if he picks up the Triforce on this go, or if he's going to continue to look for the item. He's going to pick up the Triforce. We'll see if he goes back. If he decides not to go back, it'll prove to be the right move. Unfortunately, if Ganon's required and he goes back, to go to another dungeon that he hasn't gotten the item out of, chances are 2 might be his first play. But keep this in mind. If you look at that map, level 6 is actually the closest level to level 9. So these players are going to have a decision to make. We see now that Toaster's going to go back into level 9 with the full complement of 8 bombs. So you may have a better shot at it now. We'll see. Meanwhile, Johann's back in level 4. This is his last level. Again, the item in level 4 is the magic wand.
Yeah. If I'm Toaster, I stick with the plan here. I try to bomb some more of these walls and see if you can find a path. Because if you commit to the idea of getting silvers to find Ganon, what you're saying is that you think the path, that the only real path in this dungeon is through Ganon to get to Zelda. And we don't even know how to get to Ganon yet for sure. So it could be that he still needs to find the right staircase to get just to Ganon. So I think there's still plenty of exploration left to do here. I wouldn't leave 9. I think he's making the right move by sticking with it. And it looks like he's finding a little path here. So this is.
He may very well, but Triforce, the final Triforce, has just been picked up by Johann. That's all 8 Triforce pieces for him. So is he going to go back into level 4, or is he going to make the play for level 9 right now? A little bit of a hiccup here. I do apologize for that. Okay, it looks like he is going to head for level 9 right now. If Ganon's not required and he finds a better path, he could steal this away from Toaster.
Yeah, I don't know how many Triforce pieces he was behind.
quite a few. I will tell you the time that he was behind because I'm going to look at. I'm going to be looking at Toaster's timer when Johan enters level 9, and that because again he has no timer on his stream, but I'm going to look at his timer, Toaster's timer, and I will tell you what the time is going to be when Johan enters. This is going to be the biggest comeback in randomizer history if Johan is somehow able to pull off this victory and Ganon's not required. We'll find out though. 1:15:02. We're talking almost 27 minutes.
That's actually less than I expected.
Yep, that's how long he's been in level 9 as Toaster. He's been there in 27 minutes. Yep, we do have ourselves a race. Ganon's not required. Toaster finds that path. He will take this victory away from Toaster. The kidnapped awaits in southwest of Skull. What a hint right there. Finally finding something.
That's a huge hint. He's already in the southwest of Skull. He just has to explore this a little bit more here. It looks quite likely that he's very close to Zelda, and he'll determine pretty quickly if Ganon is required, at which point hopefully he knows how to get back to these locations.
2 shutter doors. Maybe she is in one of them, because again, it's a double shutter door room, so Ganon may not be required if she's behind one of those 2, but we're going to find out. Oh boy, look at this. There's a shutter door here. If he clears these gels and that door doesn't open, Ganon's required, and Ganon is required! Ganon is required, so he has to go back and find the silver arrows. Can you believe this?
I'm not really sure what Toaster is still doing in this dungeon. If he's just checking for a staircase to Ganon quickly, maybe that's what he was doing.
That might be if he doesn't know exactly how to get to Ganon's room. I mean, I certainly wouldn't blame him at this point, but yes, indeed, this race just took a brand new twist, ladies and gentlemen. Ganon is required. He has to go back to a previous dungeon, and he doesn't know exactly where it's going to be because remember, he only picked up one of the items in level 8. He didn't pick up the item in level 6. He did not pick up the item in level 4. Those are his 3 options right now. If he saw the hint and he remembers that the wand's in 4, he can knock that off his list. Now, it looks like he is going to try.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, he's going to 8 first.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's going.
No, I'm not surprised. He had.
You're not surprised.
Yeah, he had a good clearance on level 8 before, and he's got the map, so he knows the rooms that he needs to go to look for the item in here.
Yeah. Now the good news is he's going to find the red ring, which will increase his defense, but that's not the item he's looking for. He really needs those silver arrows, but.
Right.
And unfortunately for Johan, level 6, the silver arrows, to our knowledge, we don't exactly know where they are. And there's Ganon. So he has found Ganon and has Johan. He has found the way to get to Ganon's room. Unfortunately, without the silver arrows, there's nothing you can do about it. Now, I might have taken a shot at Ganon to see if it was a 0 HP fight. And yes, bomb to the south. So he knows where to go. He just had no bombs. Now, if he finds that hint, because we saw the hint with the compass, we saw the hint with the kidnapped. I didn't see the hint with where Ganon was, and I have not seen the hint where the silvers are elsewhere. He needs to hope that he finds that hint that silvers are elsewhere. If he finds that, he can get the heck out of here, and he's got to know that this is truthful hints. There's the red ring right here.
I think it's just going to take far too long for Johan to gain the same knowledge that Toaster already has. He's
absolutely.
He's already wasted his last bomb here, so he's going to have a lot of the same issues that Toaster's already faced himself.
Well, he just took a death right there to those Wizros, so he is going to have to make another play for level 9, but holy smokes. So it's going to be a good comeback for Johan, but the fact that he missed out on the silver arrows in level 6 is going to end up to prove to be his undoing. He's going back to level 7. To pick up the bomb upgrade, but he doesn't have enough money.
No, I think he just forgot. That's the most likely explanation, I think. He got the raft in here and he doesn't remember it.
Well, he should. I mean, he's got it. Well, I'm looking at his indicator, his map indicator. Yeah, he's got the raft checked, but he's not got one of those indicators that indicates where he found it. So it looks like this is, well, again, no bombs is an issue. But again, if he can find that path, if he can find those 2 items, find that path. Merz Dude, yes, we know for sure that the silver arrows are in level 6. There is 100% guarantee they're there. We just don't know exactly which staircase has it. We believe it's behind a Wizrobe laden guarded staircase. We just don't know which one.
Yeah, it's quite likely the one that, both Toaster and Johann made some effort to get into a while back, but it'll be a while before we determine that, I suppose.
And here's the thing. Here's the difference in this race. I'm telling you right now, Jay Coper, if only Johann would have picked up the white sword in level 1, I think he would have gotten the silver arrows out of there. He would have had a much easier time with those Wizrobes.
It most certainly would not have hurt.
Because taking out Wizrobes with a wood sword, I mean, that's just asking for a lot. Because he had Red Ring in level 6, but all he had was a wood sword. And even with the Red Ring, you're taking a lot of damage to those Wizrobes. Of course, the more time that Toaster spends in level 7, I mean, the more of a chance potentially that Johann could have of discovering the information he needs to know. Now, what he doesn't know is that the items in level 9, one of them will really help him out in the any key. But the other item is going to be completely useless.
Yeah, the any key is not going to be nearly as valuable to Johann, considering he's got 6 keys. At the time Toaster found it, I think he had 2.
Right, so he should be okay. But, I mean, finding it as soon as possible, it's going to matter.
I think the main way it would matter is so that he has the knowledge of what items are in here.
Right.
Really. Now, it could be that this blue Wizrobe room that Johann is in is a shortcut to the Zelda area.
Might very well be. Again, but again, only having the wood sword, that is not a good proposition. And now that I think about it, Jay Coper, if he does give up on this, I mean, he could go back to, wait a minute, that's a community hand that we just saw on level 7. Are we talking about mixed hints here, Jay Coper?
What did it say? I'm sorry?
It was a community hint in level 7 that I just saw on Toaster's screen. I thought this was going to be full helpful hints. I don't think it is now.
It wasn't for the bomb upgrade?
Nope. Oh, that's the bait block. I'm sorry. I do apologize. That's the bait block. Rick
okay.
just pointed that out.
Yeah, I
which would make things very interesting, considering he's already right.
Yeah, I don't think that he would think that this is level 8. Well, you know what? Yeah,
Possible. In the heat of the moment, I guess we could see that being a potential that he thinks he's back in level 8. We know he's gotten both items out of level 8, but this race just took a 270 in my opinion. I'm not even saying a 180. This race has taken a 270.
Okay. Going back a minute here to when we were doing practice races, I know something that threw a lot of people off, like in the Reiku Rider JamEvil race, it threw Reiku off that level 8 in this setup with second quest overworld and first quest dungeons is still the one with 2 items, and level 7 has one item, even though it's in Second Quest 8's location. And Second Quest 8 would normally have 2 items. So, maybe there's some possibility that he's expecting 2 items in here because it's in Second Quest 8's location. But I thought he had been paying enough attention to the flag discussion and stuff that he would know by now that this is not a place with 2 items. And
as you can see, I believe he has completely full cleared this dungeon. He's got to feel wow, he is still in level 7 even though he has full cleared level 7. I just don't get this.
Yeah, just
unfortunately, even again, while he's just discovered his folly right there. He's already dug the item out of level 7. He has to make another play to another level. And again, this is where not having the white sword is really, really hurting Johann, because I'm telling you, he'd be winning this race if he had white sword. I'm telling you right now, he'd have this race. The unfortunate part is he has not discovered either item. Now we see that Toaster is going to the right level, and this is going to prove to pay dividends. But again, he has no ring. Well, he does have a ring. He does have the red ring. He discovered the red ring out of level 8. So he should be in business in terms of getting rid of these wizards. Plus, he's got white sword. That's going to make things a lot easier. And he still has 1 potion left.
Yeah, he's got the red ring, but he's only got 2 hearts to work with right here. And I'm not sure that he wants to give up his potion. If he does, well, he's got enough money to buy another one. So maybe that's not quite so big of an issue for him.
No.
I think Toaster knows the way back to that blue wizard room, but he's kind of, trying to convince himself that that's not where he has to go. I think at this point, though, that we've confirmed that is where he has to go, because we see the map for 6, and it's only one continuous section. So that means that there's only going to be 1 travel staircase, which we found. Well, I guess he didn't ever go through that travel staircase, did he? So maybe it does go to that blue wizard room. I'm not quite sure.
We'll find out when he gets to that particular room.
Yeah, we'll find out shortly, I'm sure.
Now, Johann doing everything he possibly can to clear these wizards without getting hit. It's a good strategy. Slow and steady can win the race, but he's got to be careful here. He takes 1. Oh! That was not a very friendly hug right there by that wizrobe. Now he's just got to go balls to the walls here and just take him on and hope that he's able to clear at least 1 or 2 of them. But how many wood sword strikes does it take to kill a blue wizard? Was it 9 or 10?
Yeah.
10's a lot.
It doesn't come off very often. In the second quest, I know you'd need 2 bombs and 1 white sword.
All right, now here's the diamond staircase. Nice clip. Does he find the silver arrows? He does. There is the silver arrows for Toaster, so he can go back to level 9, take down the pig, and rescue Zelda.
So that problem room that both of them were in earlier was just the other end of that travel staircase. Maybe it would have been in their benefit to go through after killing those landmollas and see what was on the other side, but
yep, I mean, if only Johann could have clipped, because he could have clipped in that staircase. And I think he tried maybe once, but got bopped, and that was the end of dog racing right there. And this is going to be end of this race right here, as Toaster's going to go back to level 9. He's going to find Ganon. He's going to get rid of him, and this race is going to be over.
Johann is using an interesting quirk of the randomizer here, that these red keys don't actually advance the drop table. So if you get them to a point where they are dropping hearts, then you can just continue to kill them and they'll keep dropping hearts.
And they keep respawning too, so I get the strategy, but he's running out of time and fast.
Right. It's kind of one of the best refill strats I've seen, though.
I like it. It's a good move, and he's back to almost full health, and now he's going to make another play. Now he's got one fewer blue Wizrobe to contend with. And there are two fewer blue Wizrobes. He's down to 4 of them.
Yeah. It's certainly looking like Toaster's going to win this race, but I hope that at the very least Johann makes it through this room before Toaster finishes.
Yep, we will see. And got 3 blue Wizrobes left, and when he gets down to hearts, he's probably going to make that same move again, down to 2 blue Wizrobes. So doing a good job, down to 1 heart, and going to back out. Good save right there. Now, all Toaster's got to do is find the path to Ganon. He's got full 8 bombs. Take care of the beast. He knows where Zelda is, and of course he gets more bombs when he doesn't need it. So fires do drop bombs at full and gets a fairy back to full health. This is going to be good for Johann.
Oh,
man.
Random effect has sword 3 marked. Oh, that's the magic sword. Yeah, okay, never mind.
That's right.
I see. It is confusing to whether you should mark the white sword spot when it's not the white sword. But yeah, the white sword was in level 1 and the recorder was at the vanilla white sword spot. Or not the recorder, the ladder, I'm sorry.
Now, he's going north. He could have just, well, maybe he was just trying to reset the room to get a better shot at it. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. Bomb to the south. He will get to Ganon's room. Is he going to do the bomb? Yep, he'll get to Ganon's room. The fight is now going to be on. Here's Ganon.
Find out if he has 0 HP.
And now Johann's about to discover the really bad news that Ganon's going to be required. Because here's the shutter door, and this is where the gels are guarding it. There it is. Shutter door doesn't open, and there goes Ganon, and gonna pick up the Triforce of Power, and that means all Toaster's got to do is backtrack to where Zelda is, and he is going to be a winner in this race.
And I'm pretty sure that Johann has not even found either item in level 9, so he's probably going to be searching here to see if he can get the items.
I'm telling you, if he just would have found the silver arrows in 6, if he would have had that white sword, he'd have won this race.
Yeah, though the silver arrows were actually buried very deep in level 6, so I don't know that anyone really would have chosen to hunt those at that point.
True, but remember, Johann did make quite a few attempts at those Wizrobe staircases in level 6. I mean, he definitely had an idea that he really wanted that item. Unfortunately, it just did not work out for him. And there it is. Zelda has been rescued by Toaster. That is going to do it. He has won the race and is automatically qualified for the race-off. That'll be happening in a week and a half. He goes to 2-1 in the tournament. Congratulations. And we have an official SRL time for Amazing Toaster of 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 1 second. And we do have Amazing Toaster here in the commentator's booth with us. Toaster, congratulations. Man, how about that 270 in this race? I mean, thinking silvers and red ring are going to be in level 9, and it turns out, nope. And then Ganon ends up being requiring. What were your thoughts about this?
And then I forgot I'd gone to 7 and gotten its item. I didn't have it marked, and so I had to go back to 6 after realizing what I'd done. And 9 was just terrible. Nothing dropped bombs. Well, apparently Vires did, but I didn't know that until after I had silver arrows, so I could kill him in 1 hit.
Yeah. Now here's the situation. Johann spent actually a good deal of in level 6. Unfortunately, even though he had the red ring, he did not get the white sword out of level 1, and that, in my opinion, cost him this race. If he picks the white sword, this might have been a very different result for you, Toaster. But you had the white sword. You were able to get back to level 6, get the silver arrows. And by the way, that was a good block clip to get past those Wizrobes to get the silver arrows.
Yeah.
Very well.
I don't get those against blue Wizards that often, so that felt really good to get that one.
Absolutely. So, yep, congratulations. You are now 2-1 in the tournament. That means you automatically qualify for the race-off, and you still have a chance to make it to the knockout stage without having to deal with the race-off if you can win your fourth and final race. But you are going to have a lot of potentially difficult opponents maybe to face because, of course, we've got Crystal Saver, Unos, RC Drone, all those guys are in the 2-1 bracket. So what are your thoughts heading into your potential final race in the Swiss style format?
We'll see who I get and see what kind of race we get. I mean, those are guys that, you know, I play a lot of chaos races, and on occasion I'll beat them if the seed's right.
Absolutely. As I like to say, anybody can win at any given time, and level 9 almost proved to be the great equalizer for you, but it didn't. Not having the white sword for Johann, that's, in my opinion, that's what did him in. Not getting that in level 1.
That was a rough 9. That was a really rough 9.
Yep, it really was, but you're the one that persevered. You found both items very quickly. It took you a little while to get to Zelda's room, but when you found her, the hunt for silvers were on. You found them first, and you emerged victorious. So again, congratulations on the win, and good luck to you in your final race of the tournament.
Thank you.
Hello. So where were silvers?
Silvers were in 6, and you were in 6 quite a while, but they were guarded by the magical breakfast. It was that diamond staircase.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the one that they were in. It was one farther north in the dungeon.
You had to wrap around the left side of the up towards and they were towards the upper right of 6.
Honestly, I can't remember half of what I've done in this seed because 9 just completely polluted all my thinking.
Well, you found all the components necessary to level 9. It's just that you couldn't get the silver arrows on level 6. And let me tell you something. It looked like you might have been well equipped to take on those wizards. You did have the red ring, but here was your downfall, in my opinion. The white sword. The white sword was in level 1. It was the second item, and unfortunately, you didn't pick it up.
Yep. Although, considering I didn't pick it up, I did very well.
Absolutely.
The rest of the time, like there was a lot of. As soon as I started to realize how far into the seed I was with 2 Triforces, and I had the bow and the ladder, I was like, okay, silvers are in 9. I'm just going.
Yeah, and you nearly pulled off the greatest comeback in Zelda Randomizer tournament history because you got to level 9 27 minutes behind Toaster did. That's how trolly this level 9 was.
Oh yeah,
it was ridiculous.
So how did you do on that blue Wizrobe shutter room?
I went around it.
Okay, because I wood sorted that. What was it, 7 blue Wizrobes?
The 6 blue Wizrobes. That was fantastic. You did a really good strategy. You went back to the room to the right to respawn those Vires to refill on your health. That was a really good strategy on your part.
Thank you, but honestly, I should have realized it was possible sooner, and I should have taken less gambles. I should have just face tanked like I was later on and killed a Wizrobe and exited the way I was. That should have happened a lot sooner. Now I know that I'll be quicker with that strategy next time that happens. Also, that blue dark nut room and I forget which dungeon it was where there was a reverse. Yeah, and then it.
That was the opening of 8.
Okay, well, with my low bomb count, I gambled on the reverse C staircase and lost.
Oh no, there was a standing key, so there was no way that was going to push.
Okay. Yeah, I still don't have I don't have all the stipulations like that in my head yet. I know the simple ones, like if there's a shutter door, then there's not going to be a staircase. If there's a staircase, then check the other side of the staircase, because then you'll know where the other end is, and then you have one less staircase to check. That was a rough seed, man.
Yeah, this is a difficult one. Another difficult seed here. This is the second quest full overworld. Red ring and silver arrows were shuffled. White sword was shuffled, and Both of you played an exceptionally good race. Johan made a really, really good comeback. It unfortunately just didn't quite work out for you. AmazingToaster, again, congratulations. Going 2-1. You are automatically in the race-off, and you still have a chance again to make it to the knockout stage, and you can skip that race-off if you're able to win the next match.
Yep.
So I have no further questions for either one of you. Great race, both of you, and enjoy the rest of your evening. We have one more race coming up for you in the third round, and both of you, of course, have a fourth round race. Best of luck to both of you, and hopefully both of you can finish on a strong note.
Thanks to both of you for calling this, and thanks to Random for hosting tonight.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, so that is going to do it up for us tonight. Jake Coper is already on his way to the final race of the third round. He is going up against Zeb Genny. It's going to be a 1-on-1 showdown, and that is going to be on JamEvil's channel. In fact, I think we'll go ahead and host this channel right after I cut this off. So, on behalf of both of our racers tonight, Johann Howitzer and AmazingToaster, on behalf of Random Effect, the tech person and restreamer, and on behalf of my broadcast partner, Jay Coper, this is LOZ Cards Fan 23 signing off again. Coming up very shortly on Jay Coper's channel, Jay Coper and Zeb Genny, a 1-on-1 showdown. One of those two racers will be guaranteed at least a spot in the race-off coming up in about a week and a half. So, till then, LOZ signing off. Have a great night, everybody.